One of the favorite atheist tropes, offered as they always are without evidence, is that people only embrace their religious beliefs because that's how they were raised. Christians are only Christian because that's what their parents believed, Hindus are only Hindus because that's what their parents believed, etc., etc., and that as soon as these people learn to think for themselves and cast off those shackles of childhood indoctrination, they'll naturally embrace atheism. But as we have seen time and time again, all that is necessary to knock over atheist narratives is the merest whiff of actual fact. Now let me read to you from a recent Pew Forum study called 1 in 5 US Adults Were Raised in Interfaith Homes. Religious nuns. Americans are most likely to identify in adulthood as religiously unaffiliated if they were raised exclusively by a parent or parents who were unaffiliated themselves. Indeed, among adults who say they were raised either by a single parent who had no religion or by two people who were both religious nuns, a solid majority, 62%, identify as nuns today. So as we see, people raised as religious nuns tend to grow up to be religious nuns, just as people raised as Christians tend to grow up to be Christians. At this point, we could just do as the atheists do, and claim that these religious nuns were brainwashed by their parents. But significantly, 38% of people raised as religiously unaffiliated later embrace a religious category. In fact, the religiously unaffiliated, atheists and agnostics in particular, have historically always had just about the lowest retention rate of any religious group, meaning they are just about the most likely to change the beliefs of their upbringing in adulthood. Here we see 6 in 10 raised exclusively by nuns identify as nuns today, matching retention rate for those raised exclusively by Catholics. And as we see, 62% of those raised unaffiliated grow up to be unaffiliated, but 79% of those raised as Protestant grow up to be Protestant. So when people cast off the shackles of their childhood indoctrination, to use the atheist preferred phrasing, they tend to do so away from religious disaffiliation and towards Christianity. Now it's true that in recent years there's been an uptick in the number of religious nuns, and so this fact can be confusing for those who claim the mantle of reason and rationality and yet struggle with basic math. The fact is, a smaller percentage of a larger number, that is, the number of people raised as Christians who reject Christianity in adulthood, can be larger than a larger percentage of a smaller number, that is, the number of people raised as religiously unaffiliated who later embrace a religion. So as we see, when considered as percentages, people who think for themselves and reject the beliefs of their parents tend to do so in the direction of Christianity and away from religious disaffiliation. Just like that, another atheist myth bites the dust. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.